read.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bladensburg Town Council meeting for Monday, May 12th, 2025. This is actually our special town council meeting where we will hold a hearing this evening. At this time, we're now called to order, and the first item after being called to order is the approval of tonight's agenda. Is there a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So move.
Moved by Council Member McBride. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Brown. Any comments or questions or amendments to the agenda? Hearing none, I'll now call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. The agenda is unanimously passed. We do not have any items under unfinished business, so we'll continue on to number 4A for the tax rate hearing for FY 2026. And for that, I will turn it over to our town administrator.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you. So I'm going to read the procedures for setting the real property tax rate as per the Maryland State Code of Assessments and Taxation for all taxing authorities. When the taxing authority plans to impose a real property tax rate increase, which is higher than the current real property tax increase, it must advertise that tax increase and hold a public hearing, which you are doing tonight. The advertisement must be placed in a newspaper of general circulation and in your jurisdiction. We also will publish a copy of the notice on the website, and which has already been done. If the taxing authority does not have a website, it'll also place it in front of the town hall or an accessible place, which we've also done. And so the town, we've done all three of these. One, we put it in a newspaper of general circulation, we published it on our website, and we posted it. When we're setting the tax rate, it must be set at a public hearing, which is what we're doing tonight. The hearing must be held after the 7th day and before the 21st day. Today's the 12th. The notice must be published again in that on a newspaper of general circulation. And we may set any tax rate for any personal property without regards to the current year's personal property or tax rate of real personal property tax rate. So I'm going to take a brief reading of what the town of Bladensburg hearing is for tonight's proposed tax rate. For the tax year beginning July 1, 2025, the Mayor Council of the town of Bladensburg in Prince George's County proposes an increase of real property tax rates on apartments and multifamily dwellings units going from 80 cents per $100 of assessed to 85 cents per 185 of assessed, to increase the real property rate on the commercial and industrial properties from 74 cents per 100 of assessed to 82 cents of 100 per assessed. A public hearing of the proposed real property tax rates will be held tonight, May 12th at 7 p.m. at the Bladensburg Town Hall, located at 4229 Edmonston Road in Bladensburg, Maryland, 20710. This meeting will be streamed live on the town's website and Facebook page, YouTube, and via Zoom. The hearing is open to the public and public testimony is encouraged. Speakers will be allowed to address the mayor and council for 3 minutes. Public comment may also be emailed to the clerk at bladensburgmd.gov. All electronic comments must be submitted by 5 p.m. May 12th, 2025. Written comments can also be submitted to the town by mail. Comments received will be read into the record during the public comment portion of the meeting. Persons with questions regarding this hearing may call the Bladensburg Town Hall at 301-927-7048 for further information. That completes the reading of the tax rate.
Thank you for completing the reading of the tax rate, Madam Town Administrator. The next item is to have public comments. And for those who are watching, public comments are limited to just the topic of the tax rate for up to 3 minutes each per speaker. Is there anyone signed up to speak? Okay. Didn't we have a resident who submitted
That is
questions?
for the next hearing. Yep.
All right. So with that, there are no questions or public comments for the tax rate. And so at this time, we will move forward with having a motion to close tonight's hearing. Is there a motion? Moved by Councilmember Dixon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Any comments or questions before we call the vote? Hearing none, all in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. That completes the tax rate hearing. We're next moving on to item B on the agenda, which is the annexation resolution number 02-2025. This is a resolution by the mayor and council of the town of Bladensburg to enlarge our corporate borders of the town of Bladensburg by annexation of 7.0642 acres of land, more or less. Madam Clerk, please collect the sign-in sheets, leaving one new one at the table for anyone who may arrive late and wish to speak. And it looks like you've done that. Thank you very much. Are there any designated representatives from Prince George's County government, any branch?
There are not.
Are there any representatives from the Maryland Department of Planning?
There are not.
Are there any representatives from Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission?
There are not.
Are there any representatives from the Prince George's County Planning Board?
No, Mayor.
All right. So while we have the sign-up sheets and do not have anyone signed up to speak, and we've checked that again, we do not have anyone physically in the audience from any of the designated organizations. We appreciate everyone taking the time to participate in the public process. I do want to just open things up for any comments from the council before we move forward with respect to this. And for clarity, Town Administrator, do you want to just give a quick summary that this is in regards to what specific site? Yes. Your mic.
Yes, Mayor. But I do have one question on the record in regards to the public playhouse. So that's this one. So let me read that into the record because we did have the written comment that was submitted.
Okay.
So do you want me to read that?
But I
do
that
will
under discussion or go ahead and do that now?
Yep. I think because you're on public comments for the record, I would have to read it now. Correct.
Okay.
So the public playhouse site annexation comments or the questions are this: does the site include the public playhouse building, the parking lot on the right side, on the left side of the building, and behind the building? The site appears to have a portion of Landover Road, Quincy Street, and 55th Avenue. That was the question one. The answer to question one is yes. The site does include the public playhouse building, the parking lots, and the left side of the building. Also, it does include a portion of Landover Road, Quincy Street, and some in the adjoining areas. So it does include all of those sites. So that's question one. The answer is yes, it does include those things. Number two, is there any expense to the town of Bladensburg for services besides Bladensburg Police Patrol? No. This is this property is owned by Maryland National Park and Planning. They will continue to do the maintenance that they do to the site. It's also on a state highway for the most part, so this does not add to the town's burden. But the other part of it is that it does add to our jurisdiction some land that currently is not in the jurisdiction of the town that we actually patrol with our police department, which was part of the question. And it is something that it doesn't really enlarge it, but it is something that we're already kind of handling in that area. Number three. Will Bladensburg receive any taxes or other income from the public playhouse? We will not receive property tax from the annexation of the public playhouse, but one of my colleagues was mentioning that we might receive amusement taxes when they do charge amusement taxes from the public playhouse because that is subject to now being part of the municipality. When they do collect amusement taxes, we would get some of those for particular plays. So that is a revenue that we could get from the public playhouse. But that was something that one of my colleagues did mention to me. Okay, number four. What does Bladensburg benefit from annexing the public playhouse? Number one, it's a piece of our shared legacy between the town, and for a long time we've done many events at the public playhouse. It's a great opportunity for the town to have a entertainment venue, which we've had adjacent to us but not part of the town. But otherwise we're proud to bring this piece of property into the town. And that's just my comments as the town administrator, but these were the comments that were asked and submitted before the meeting by Mr. Steve Weiss. There we go.
Thank you, Town Administrator. And I also appreciate Mr. White's raising some really good questions that other residents may have wanted to know. So I certainly appreciate the participation in this matter regarding annexation resolution 02-2025. And so now we'll proceed forward with moving on to formally moving forward to approve the annexation. And so again, annexation resolution number 02-2025 is a resolution by the mayor and council of the town of Bladensburg to enlarge the corporate boundaries of the town by annexation of 7.0642 acres of land, more or less. Do I have a motion to approve annexation resolution 02-2025?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Brown. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilmember Dixon. Is there any discussion from the council on the matter? I think we're all excited about the prospects of having this cultural center really as an amenity in the municipal border for our residents. And so just appreciate everyone being open to having that vision for the future. Hearing no further discussion, Madam Clerk, could you please conduct the roll call vote?
Yes. Councilmember Brown,
Aye.
Councilmember Blunt. Aye. Councilmember Dixon.
Aye.
Councilmember McBride.
Aye.
Mayor Jones.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. The motion carries unanimously to approve annexation resolution 02-2025. So thank you to the council. And again, thank you to everyone who joined us for our public hearing. This is now concluded. Wait, I'm sorry. No, it is not. We have another item. We got to keep going. It's getting
Mayor.
better. All right, at this
Just
time.
Mayor, just for the record,
Mhm.
we are concluding the public hearing right now, and then we're
Okay.
going to move on to our next.
Got it. Okay, thank you. I was like, wait a minute, we're not done. There's more. There's more. All right, so with that, I'll have entertain a motion to conclude our public hearing. Is there a motion?
So move.
Moved by Councilmember McBride. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilmember Dixon. Any comments or questions before calling the vote? Hearing none, all in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye. Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. The public hearing is now concluded. And at this time, Madam Clerk, we have the annexation plan resolution 24-2025 before us. Madam Clerk, could you please read the short title of the resolution for the record?
Absolutely, Mayor. Annexation Plan Resolution 24-2025 for the annexation of certain tax exempt or other publicly owned real property located generally south and west of the present corporate limits of the town of Bladensburg, including approximately 5 parcels located at or near Bladensburg Waterfront Park along the Anacostia River, which is a total of 31.032 acres of land, more or less, as further described below in the annexation plan.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. Given that all of the council members have had the opportunity to review the document in full, is there a motion to waive the full reading of the legislative item and proceed directly to discussion and a vote? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember McBride. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Brown. Any discussion regarding annexation plan resolution 24-2025? I would say, Town Administrator, do you mind just giving a brief overview? We know that it's the land near the waterfront park, and as you mentioned in the work session, people assume the entire area is a part of Bladensburg, and so there may be some questions around that.
Sure. I think I'm going to just do this also by answering the questions that were posed to us as well. And I think it in some ways gives me
Yep.
a good observation. So does the town's annexation include the Bladensburg waterfront part and any other land? It does include the 31 or so acres that include the waterfront park. there are no additional expenses to the town for these services for the police department because Park Police is the responding authority. Will Bladensburg receive any taxes or other income from this site? No, because it is tax exempt unless there are some, happen to be some amusement or other kinds of fees that are collected at the waterfront park, which at this point are pretty limited. Will there be any benefits to annexing the site? Well, partly the issue of this site is that people assume that they're in Bladensburg when they're there, and they're not. And so we'd like for the Bladensburg Waterfront Park to be in Bladensburg. So it helps to, make our boundaries more congruent and makes us and keeps us, keep something that we think is in Bladensburg, it actually in Bladensburg. So that's one of the other reasons. And then, will the Bladensburg Municipal Code apply to this annexation site? Yes, it will be part of the town. So it will fall under our code. Again, this is 31 plus or minus acres that are adjacent to the town's outer boundaries, and will now we will align the Anacostia River, which is the boundaries of our boundaries to Colmore Manor. So I hope that helps to explain the annexation itself and to provide a little additional context, Mayor.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Town Administrator. And then I'm just looking online to see if the council members have their hands raised, and I don't see any questions from those in the room. Okay. So a motion has been made by Councilmember McBride and seconded by Councilmember Brown to waive the full reading of the legislative item. I'll now call Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Brown,
Aye.
Councilmember Blunt,
Aye.
Councilmember Dixon,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Mayor James.
Aye.
Passes unanimous, Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So since the clerk has already read the introductory paragraph and title of the annexation plan, Resolution 24-2025, we'll now discuss and consider the annexation plan, Resolution 24-2025.
So you open this up
Sorry,
for
I
us
think
to
this
discuss?
was duplicative. Yeah, sorry.
You would read that the motion passes to waive so you're going to now move on to a motion be made to waive the reading of resolution 0-2025. That's the one, because this is the introduction.
So the first motion, Mayor, was to waive the full reading, which is what we
Right.
just did.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna
I'm sorry. Now we
Yeah,
have
the
to
motion
actually
to
approve it, yeah.
I'm sorry.
And then you're going to read the back.
I'm still not used to the whole waving thing.
Yeah.
So it just
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
duplicative.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. Watch it online. It's weird.
I appreciate
now-
it.
And hey,
I
Mayor,
really appreciate the
and with
waiving.
that-
Yeah. You
With that
really
for the
didn't want to read
discussion.
35 pages
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the boundaries, the latitude and longitude in there. Okay. So with that,
So,
since
Mayor,
the
with
intro-
that,
oh, sorry,
I'm sorry,
Councilmember.
just
Go
real quick,
ahead.
with that with discussion, we can let the public know that, hey, we're waiving that portion of it, but the full, you can go and read it fully yourself, right?
Correct.
They can go
Thank
read
you.
it for themselves.
Yes, you faded out at the end, but for those listening online, Councilmember Brown is correct. You can read the full annexation plan and resolution on the town website. All of the pages are there so that you can go through everything. And so with that, again, the introductory paragraph was read. And so at this time, we'll call for a motion to adopt annexation plan 24-2025. Sorry, it was that Councilmember Dixon. Is there a second?
So, okay.
Oh, thank you, Councilmember Blunt. Any further discussion on the full adoption of annexation plan resolution 24-2025? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Brown,
Aye.
Councilmember Blunt,
Aye.
Councilmember Dixon,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Mayor James.
Aye.
It's unanimous, Mayor.
Thank you. So the motion passes unanimously. And we're now on to item D on our agenda for tonight, which is annexation resolution number 03-2025. This is where we'll introduce the annexation noted and annexation resolution by the mayor and council of the town of Bladensburg to enlarge the corporate borders of the town by annexation of 31.032 acres of land, more or less. Given that all council members have had the opportunity to read the document in full, I would call for a motion to waive the full reading again of annexation resolution number 03-2025. Is there a motion? Uh-oh, I think they may want you to read the whole thing, Ms. Watson.
I so move.
Moved by Councilmember Blunt. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. So Ms. Regine, we don't get to hear your voice for 40 pages. I'm so sorry. Any other comments or questions that the council would like to note? And Town Administrator, anything you want to add in terms of specifics for this particular annexation?
No, ma'am. This is a companion piece to the resolution that you just read, which is the annexation plan. This is the actual just first reading of this item.
Great. All right. Thank you for that, Town Administrator. So with that, Madam Clerk, the motion has been made by Councilmember Brown, seconded by Councilmember McBride, to waive the full reading of annexation resolution 03-2025. Would you please call the roll call?
Councilmember Brown,
Aye, and I think for this one, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was Councilmember Blunt.
that's
Mhm.
correct. Councilmember
I'm
Blunt
sorry.
made the
I just
motion.
put B down. I'm sorry. I didn't spell it out. That's what I get. Thank you.
Thank you. But aye. Mhm.
Councilmember Blunt,
Aye.
Councilmember Dixon,
Aye.
Councilmember McBride,
Aye.
Mayor James.
Aye.
The motion is unanimous. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So again, the motion for resolution, annexation resolution number 03-2025 has passed unanimously by the town council. I'm sorry, the motion to waive the full reading to save Ms. Watson from having to read the full document in the record. Again, as a reminder to the audience, the full document is on the Town of Bladensburg website. Let the record show that the annexation resolution 03-2025 has been introduced. Copies of the annexation plan and the annexation resolution number 03-2025 with exhibits, the Maryland Municipal League Annexation Handbook, annexation flow chart, and the annexation process can be found on the town website as well, should residents have questions about the municipal annexation process. As this is only the introduction of the annexation resolution 03-2025, no further action is needed by the mayor and town council at this particular time. The mayor and council will hold a hearing on annexation resolution 03-2025 on Monday, July 14th at or about 7 p.m. at 4229 Edmonston Road, Bladensburg, Maryland, 20710. Notice will be published in a newspaper of general circulation. Staff is directed to perform all necessary functions to perfect the annexation resolution number 03-2025 as dictated on page 4 of the annexation resolution number 03-2025 and subtitle 4 of Title 4 of the Local Government Article of Maryland Code. With that, I will call a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion? Moved by Councilmember Dixon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Brown. Any further comments or questions before we adjourn? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
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 Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. Our special town council meeting is now adjourned. And for those watching online, please give us just a quick second to transition to the next one. Madam Town Administrator, are we using the same Zoom link or do we need to change again?
No, yeah, we are using the same Zoom
Okay.
link, Mayor. So we can just flow into the next meeting. And this is at 7:30 is the official ending of the special meeting.
Yes, thank
So,
you.
you're
So at least
welcome.
we have that
So
in
that
the
we have it
minutes.
on the record on the call.
Perfect. Thank you. So we'll now go into the town council meeting for Monday, May 12th. Few minutes behind, but thanks for sticking with us. We're now called to order and we'll ask for the opening prayer by Councilmember McBride.
Gracious Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for our life, health, and strength, the activities of our limbs, and to be clothed in a sound mind. We thank you for this meeting on tonight. Father, I pray that we will make wise decisions, that we will be strategic in our planning and whatever we need to do for the town of Bladensburg. God, I pray for the body as a whole. In Jesus' name I pray and ask these blessings. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. For those that can stand, please rise for the national anthem. I'm sorry, Pledge of Allegiance. I was thinking Regine was going to sing the national anthem and then we do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now Regine can sing for us. One day, one of these meetings, maybe in July after Independence Day. I feel like there's something there. All right, thank you all so very much. The first item on tonight's agenda is the approval of the meeting agenda. Is there a motion to approve? Moved by Councilmember Dixon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Any corrections or comments regarding tonight's agenda? Let me just make sure for the Bostwick. Do we need to make sure it's not on the, okay. There we go. Okay, so we will strike F from the agenda for tonight. If there are no other changes, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. The agenda is passed. At this time, we'll turn it over to the town administrator to kick us off for recognition of staff. Nope. Right.
Hello, Mayor Council. We have 3 proclamations that we're going to recognize staff for. There's actually really 3 important months. We have our Municipal Clerks Week, which was actually last week. And I wanted to take a quick moment to recognize our municipal clerk staff. Miss Regine Watson has been working for the town almost 9 months as our municipal clerk. And Jessica Maya, who we don't see as often, but she's our front desk and our assistant deputy clerk, both have worked to kind of put together this agenda every week, every month, and month in, month out, putting together our minutes, making sure that we're correct, and also making sure that our town records are accurate. Municipal clerks are so important to what we do as a town, and they're often overlooked because we just assume someone's gonna keep the notes and make sure that we're on track. And they're really the backbone of what we do. So this resolution, which I'm not going to read into the record because we've had a very long meeting, but I do want to ask Miss Regine Watson to come up and to accept this proclamation on behalf of Municipal Clerks Week, which was from May 5th to May 11th of 2025. All right, Chief, you can come up here next, because you're next. So, and next is our National Police Week, which is actually this week, so we're on time for that. National Police Week recognizes not only the day-to-day work that our police department and our first responders do in this community, but it also pays homage to those who have lost their lives for municipalities, for state and local police government and police services. National Police Week is observed from May 12th to May 18th. And it honors the dedication and sacrifice of our law enforcement officers. The chief really, and if I'm gonna have everybody rewind to when the chief did his speech in the work session, but I mean, it's amazing. We have 35 people in our police department. We have 26 sworn FTEs. Am I wrong? 28 sworn FTEs. This is where I need the chief here. 28 sworn FTEs in our office, and we're proud of each and every one of them. And at the culmination of Police Week, we have their town awards on Saturday evening, which I will be going to. Police Week always falls around my birthday, so I get extra lucky because it's my birthday and Police Week. So, Chief, again, thank you for all you do in National Police Week. Thank you. All right, I'm trying to keep this to my 7 minutes, no more, no less. So recognizing Public Works Week. Mr. Hall, come on up, it's your turn. So Public Works Week. This year's Public Works Week is National Public Works Week, May 19th through the 25th. What this year is that we're recognizing every year it's a different theme, and I thought this way isn't it Public Works or something, I don't know. We love our work. That's what I'll just say it is. But I can't tell you how much that
Town administrator, it's people, purpose, and presence.
Thank you. It's not on here. It's like I think Ray condensed it for me. Thank you. People, purpose, and I knew I look it up every year. People, purpose, and presence is this year's Public Works Week. I like the fact that theirs has a theme every year. So I wanted to again thank the Public Works team for what they do, and you know, our Public Works team is small but mighty, and Mr. Hall really does get everybody into shape. And not only is he the supervisor, but he's out there in the muck doing everything. He won't do anything that he wouldn't ask his people to do. I think that's why him and I get along probably pretty well, is because there's, you know, if he would let me take a rake out there, I'd be out there on a mower if he'd let me, but he won't. So thank you, Mr. Hall. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. Anything the council wants to say in recognition of the various weeks? Anyone online? I'll start there. Councilmember Brown or Councilmember Blunt? Okay.
Yes, Mayor.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna be trying to raise my hand, but I'm, you know, just kind of detailing everything that was said and all of the departments. One thing I can say is that from public works, public safety, admin, code enforcement, we just really have a wonderful group and team of employees, and we just, you know, thank you all for, and a lot of them long term too, for just continuing and to want to be a part of the Bladensburg family. So congratulations, well deserved, and thank you all for the good work that you continue to do.
I think you summed it up perfectly. Thank you. Anyone else want to add to that? I mean, our spokesperson has spoken. Couldn't say it better. As a 20+ year resident, I so appreciate all the work of our staff and the dedication. You could work for any town, and you could probably go to a bigger city paying far more than we can afford to pay you here. And so just knowing that you serve with passion and purpose and from your heart makes all the difference in the world. And so just from the bottom of my hearts, we're so thankful for you. So again, one more round of applause for our awesome staff. Awesome. So next under presentations, the next presenter is no stranger to our family. Come on up, Miss Renee Green of the Patriotic Committee. We're clapping for
Good evening, Mayor, council members, town staff, and town of Bladensburg. I'm Renee Green, Patriotic Coordinator. As we know, Memorial Day is right around the corner on Monday, May 26th. And the ceremony will be at 11 o'clock at the Bladensburg Memorial Park. During the ceremony, we will be rededicating the new Pearl Harbor Memorial. I've actually seen a picture of it, and it is absolutely gorgeous. You don't want to miss this event. There'll also be a luncheon at the Comer Manor American Legion. We've already sent them a check for $500, so we know lunch is going to be really good. I'm very proud of Ethan Mendoza, who has spearheaded the new Pearl Harbor project for his Eagle Scout project. And like I said, I am so impressed with everything that he has done. And this memorial is going to be fantastic. And I think it's going to be there for a very long time. Next, we have the Independence Day is going to be the celebration of Independence Day will be Wednesday, July 2nd from 6 o'clock to 9:30 for the fireworks, music, food, and fun. And the rain date is July 3rd. There will be 100th anniversary of the Peace Cross. We'll have a ceremony on July 12th at 11 o'clock, followed by a luncheon at the Chevrolet American Legion. And if anyone wants to be part of the planning committee, please let Ray know. Let's see. And also, this isn't part of the Patriotic Committee, but I'm so excited about this Thursday evening, the mental health program that's going to be at the Playhouse. They're going to have a special showing of the documentary that I did, We Lead by Example. So that is really, really fantastic and great information for the Mental Health Month. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Green, for keeping us going with the beautiful patriotic events. I know Memorial Day celebration is going to be beautiful, especially with the dedication of our newest monument. So we're really excited about that. And I saw some piece of it, like the base that's been dropped, it looks like. So it's happening after all Ethan's hard work. And to think that a young person is the catalyst for this is amazing. So for the young kids who are watching, do not feel like you're too young to impact your community. We have this major historical monument happening, and it's all because one of our young people saw a need and stepped up to try to make something happen to solve that problem. So.
Definitely. And the story behind that is absolutely amazing. I don't know if anyone really knows the real story behind why he did it and how he did it, but it's incredible.
And will he be sharing it at the ceremony?
I will double check. If he doesn't, I will.
Okay, perfect. Because more people need to hear it.
They do. They do. It's very inspirational and patriotic.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so
much.
You. All right. So that concludes the presentations for tonight. I noticed I didn't see the minutes in tab 12. So we'll keep rolling and push those to the June meeting.
Yeah. They were posted on the website, but they weren't. Okay. Yeah, they are posted on the website.
No worries. That's all right. Next, we are at public comment. So we'll turn it over to you, Madam Clerk.
We have one resident, Mr. Steve Whites.
Yeah, I want to thank the town for doing Bostwick Day. And it was very interesting. They had a tour there. I think it was the Maryland University students gave a good tour. And a lot of people I don't think are aware of what Bostwick House is. And I was thinking maybe next time we could reach out. We got 7 schools here. When I was in schools, history was boring. But if you go and see a historical building here in town, I think it brings it to life. And that might be a good school trip for the students, the Boy Scout group. when we went there, they had parking across the street. And I'm out of shape. It was a hot day and it was a long walk up there. And I did notice they had a couple of police cars there. Maybe I should have asked them to drive me up there, but I was thinking a consideration might be handicap parking or being able to drop people off there that are walking with a cane or something. But we've had Bostwick Day many years ago, and it was a huge event. There's Friends of Bostwick, and they had reenactment people in costume, and they had animals out there, the goats and stuff, and it was a pretty big event. So hopefully we build it up to each year a little more. And I want to thank Purnell for, we have a green team here. And we were talking about the post office has a planter out there with nothing in it. And Purnell put a lot of beautiful flowers there and a rose bush. So it really looks nice. And that gives a really good image for our town. I can't grow anything, so I admire the work he does. He plants flowers at Sunnybrook entrance, out here around the town hall. It really makes the town look beautiful. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Mr. White. And we appreciate your recognition of the hard work of our Public Works team once again. So that completes tonight's public comments. And now we're on to unfinished business, agenda item 8A for ordinance 11-2025. This is the second reading and final adoption of ordinance 11-2025. Concerning an ordinance of the mayor and council of the town of Bladensburg to amend Article 76-4 of the town code, business license and permit fees, and add an alarm registration fee. Again, this is the second reading of this motion. Do I have a motion to adopt ordinance 11-2025? Moved by Councilmember Dixon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Brown. Any comments or questions regarding this particular ordinance? Okay. None in the room. Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. We have now unanimously adopted ordinance number 11-2025. The next item is ordinance 12-2025. This is an ordinance of the mayor and council of the town of Bladensburg to repeal and reenact Chapter 50, property maintenance in its entirety, to repeal Chapter 28, housing standards in its entirety, and to adopt Chapter 49, rental housing. This is also a second reading. Let me see. The section, there's a question about the section number. I believe it is section 68.
Yeah, there's both chapter 50 and chapter 68. So chapter 50 is the property maintenance, and then to repeal chapter 68, which is housing standards, and that will now be, we're now adopting rental housing in lieu of that. So you're correct. Is that the question? Yes. Okay.
All right. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 12-2025 on the second reading?
So move.
Moved by Councilmember McBride. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilmember Dixon. Any other comments or questions regarding this ordinance? I know we have our code enforcement officer here if there are, but we have talked about it, I think, the past few meetings. All right, hearing no discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in
Mayor.
favor? Oh, sorry.
Mayor.
Yes.
I'm sorry. And just maybe a little context for the community, because everybody doesn't listen to each meeting. So if Mr. Sean could give some, because we haven't updated our ordinance, the code in a certain number of years, and so we're aligning ourselves and come in with the county, and so just give a little contextual framework behind that.
Sure. Good evening, Mayor and Council. This ordinance is basically going to allow us the authority to we want to start conducting apartment inspections and single family home inspections. And also, if we deem a property unfit, it's going to give us the authority to basically deem it unfit, and if need be, we could raise the property. Again, it's going to help all our residents, help all our community, everybody in the community, from businesses to residents and everything. So again, this is just to update our code, especially when it comes in pertaining to our property maintenance codes and our rental housing codes.
Did that help, Councilmember Brown?
Yes, it helped me, and I'm sure it was helpful to some of the residents who maybe just tuning in or just not unaware. But thank you. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much for that feedback. Hearing no other feedback from the council, I'll now call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. The council has unanimously agreed to adopt ordinance 12-2025. We're now on to ordinance 13-2025, an ordinance of the mayor and council of the town of Bladensburg to amend chapter 112, vehicles and traffic, by adopting article 12-14, stop sign monitoring systems in school zones to authorize use of stop sign monitoring cameras in school zones. This is the second reading. Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 13-2025?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Brown. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded with Councilmember Blunt. Any comments or questions from the council or chief, town administrator, anything else you want to add? I know we discussed it earlier, but anything you want to add?
We're on the trigger
Chief
first.
was ready.
Chief is ready. I heard
got
a
trigger
click.
finger.
I heard a click.
Go ahead, Chief.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, Council, community, and colleagues. So this speed camera, stop sign monitoring cameras will be useful in the town as a force multiplier. And so we have so many intersections where the police can't be everywhere all the time. And we have a obligation to keep our seniors and residents, and especially our students. We have 7 schools in the town of Bladensburg with 6,500 students walking through the community. And we know most of our pedestrian accidents occur when making right turns. So that we want our drivers and residents in town to stop at the stop line before they proceed into the crosswalk where pedestrians or students or seniors may be crossing the road.
Thank you for that, Chief. And I think we take for granted that we're in the spring going into summer, but this is key in the fall and winter months where it gets dark early, sometimes by 4:30, and people can just inch out there too far, and before it's too late, they realize, there's a near miss with a pedestrian. So I do appreciate the spirit of this and keeping with the town's commitment to protect our pedestrians and encourage safe driving behavior. Yes. All right. With that, any other comments or questions from the council? All right. I will call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
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 Any nays? The ayes have it. Ordinance 13-2025 has been unanimously approved by the town council. We are now up to financial business for budget ordinance number 01-2026, the first one in the new fiscal year. Town Administrator, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is the first reading of the proposed budget ordinance for for fiscal year 26, beginning July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. In this ordinance, we're asking the council to approve a couple of things. The first item is to enact and to maintain the residential property tax at 74 cents per $100 per assessed value of real taxable goods. We're also asking the council to approve for commercial properties 82 cents per 100 versus and raising that tax rate from 74 cents to 82 cents for commercial properties. We're asking further in this ordinance for the council to approve an 82 cents per $100 for industrial properties. So those two will be the same. Industrial and commercial will both be at 82 cents. The last thing we'll be asking is to raise taxes on apartments, which are currently 80 cents to 85 cents per $100 value. Those are the tax rates changes that this ordinance outlines. The next set of ordinance, the ordinance also asks to raise business personal property tax in the same year, which will now be set at $2.50 per $100 of assessed value assessment. And the last one is to raise personal property tax levy for utilities, which will be moved to $3.25 per $100 per value assessment. This item is being read today, or being accepted as read because it's been posted in your packet. And we are also and it will have its final reading or the second hearing on June 9th, 2025, with the final adoption of the budget. As part of this item, we've included a copy of the FY26 budget, which is the proposed budget for the year. It has the information from myself as the town administrator. It has information about our accomplishments this year. It also has additional information about the financial conditions in which we developed this budget. We're here to answer any questions you may have. Mr. Tonelli did a great job of trying to get us towards a performance budget, which is where we're moving towards, so that we can apply for GFOA recognition for a distinguished budget document. If you have any questions, we're both here. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Town Administrator, and for also making sure the information was posted to the website so residents have the opportunity to go there and view the details that are provided to the council and just understand the thought process and what the staff is proposing. Again, tonight was just the first reading of this ordinance, and so there is no other action needed at this moment. But I just want to pause. Did staff want to add anything else to what the administrator said? Okay.
No.
All right. Councilmember Brown has a question.
Yes, but I would like for either Mr. Finelli or Mrs. Bailey Hedgepeth to let the residents know again that taxes haven't been raised in a number of years, and just give a little reference around that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Councilwoman. I didn't want me to interrupt you. We haven't had any changes to our residential tax for this year, and that hasn't been changed since before 2004, as from talking to Mr. Tonelli for our residential taxes. We also are, this is the first time that we've changed the commercial and the industrial taxes for that same period of time since 2004. Last year, we did raise the apartment taxes from 74 cents to 80 cents. And now they're being raised to 85 cents because of the number of the calls for service to those. And the personal property tax has not changed for the last at least 12 years, because that was $202.09.
I think it goes back.
Mr. Tonelli, hit your microphone.
Sorry. I think the business personal property tax rate, I could not find it where it changed prior to 15 years.
Okay.
So 20 years at least for the real property rate, and at least 15 years for the business personal property tax rate.
And the last time we changed the public. Gracious. Sorry. So rewind. We changed the public utilities tax last year. So we did raise it from $275 to $325 this year for public utilities. I hope that answers the questions that you posed, Councilwoman Brown.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so seeing no other hands, we will continue on to new business, to resolution 25. Actually, we covered these in the in the presentation. So again, thank you to our municipal clerks. We appreciate your support. Item B was covered with National Police Week recognition. Chief, did you want to add anything there?
I'll save it for my report. Okay, thanks.
Sounds like it's going to be good. That was the teaser. All right. And then we covered Resolution 27-2025, recognizing our awesome Public Works team and Public Works Week. So we can proceed from there. The next item, Town Administrator, I'll turn this over to you regarding Resolution -28-2025, a resolution of support for an application of grant funding from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation for a Chesapeake Bay project.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is a resolution of support to allow the town administrator to apply for grant funding for the National Fish and Wildlife. This study is with the town of Edmonston of the industrial area to look at flooding and to get an engineering plan that helps us to find green solutions instead of gray solutions. Green, which means less hard infrastructure. Gray would be, pipes and things like that, and concrete. So what we're looking at is maybe more rain gardens, options that we can start to stop the flow going upstream versus going down to the industrial area. It's actually called from flow to we have a clever name from it, but it's Bladensburg to Edmondson, from flush to flow or something, but it's cute. But anyways, we're trying to make sure that we help to mitigate some of the flooding in our industrial area for both ourselves and for Edmonston. So your support would be helpful. Thank you again.
Fantastic, and excited about this funding opportunity. With that overview from the town administrator, is there a motion to adopt Resolution 28-2025? Moved by Councilmember Dixon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Any comments or questions for the town administrator before we move to the vote? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
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 Any nays? The ayes have it. And let the record know, Councilmember Brown did have to drop off now, so but she did give us a heads up on that. Next is Resolution 29-2024, a resolution in support of operating assistance grant application for technical assistance funding through the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development. Town Administrator, over to you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Actually, I have Tom Litke here from Common Resilience, and they're actually our partner that'll be helping work on the on this particular grant, and also in particularly on our Port Towns CDC project. Common Resilience is a nonprofit consulting group that works with communities like ours, and they'll be helping us with developing the first phases of our plan for the development of the Port Town CDC. So this grant will cover their first some of the funding for their first 6 months of technical assistance. And we're asking for the council's support. We've also sought the support of our state senators for this grant as well. And Tom is here just in case. I'm happy that he showed up, but he's here if you had any questions about Common Resilience. But I wanted to let you know that he was here. Thank you.
Tom, would you mind saying a few words about the organization? You can take the podium.
Thank you again, Mayor and Council, and just a guest appearance tonight, just to say hello and make sure you all know what I look like. My name's Tom Litke. A few of us had co-founded Common Resilience Partners about 5 years ago. We kind of think about economic development and social interaction, third places and placemaking, if you're familiar with the term. As far as we're concerned, we just want to get people back outside, whether they're spending money at a local a social event or at a farmer's market, or just making sure that they know their neighbors. So it's a very broad, resilience-based community initiative. A number of us who have technical skills in the field just chose to take it on and see where it went. The last few years, we've been working a lot in Calvert County. I just happen to know some folks down there, but I live up 201 and the commute's heck of a lot nicer to just come see all you folks today. So that was, I'm open to questions, but that's just a bit of a hello and listen in and see what y'all, if I haven't met you before, I wanted to introduce myself.
Well, thank you for taking the time to be here with us and tell us a little bit more about your organization and for the partnership on this particular project and helping us move forward with our funding. So
well, thank you very much. Michelle's been a real pleasure to work with. So thanks for sharing her time. So I know it's in high demand, as are some of the other town administrators nearby. So it's been really great getting to know them.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So if there are no other additional comments, is there a motion to approve Resolution 29-2025, resolution in support of operating assistance grant application for technical assistance funding through the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember McBride. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Blunt. Any comments or questions before we go to vote? I know I heard somebody on this side of the room, I won't say any names, who was like, yes, when she heard about the farms, the farmers markets and things. So I figured that was a happy point for you. So I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. Resolution 29-2025 is approved. We now have contract approval for Hypo Tro Building Services LLC for janitorial services. I know we discussed this in the work session. And so I'll call for a motion to approve the Hypo Tro Building Services LLC contract for janitorial services.
I so move.
Moved by Councilmember Blunt. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Again, thank you to Mr. Hall and Ms. Watson for going through the 37 proposals, interviewing 7 of the 37, hosting them here so they could actually see the facilities before they submitted their proposals, and then doing the work to refine this to the top vendor. We really appreciate your work. So seeing no other comments or questions, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Any nays? The ayes have it. The contract is approved. We'll proceed on to approval of contract for Nova Global for stop sign camera program in the town of Bladensburg. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember McBride. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilmember Dixon. Any comments or questions regarding this contract? I know, again, we talked about it in the work session. And Chief, appreciate your work and along with the town administrator and working through all the proposals and getting us to the best vendor here. Councilmember Dixon.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Chief, have they worked with municipalities before? Yeah, because I looked them up online, but I didn't see that.
So we will be the first municipality in the state of Maryland that they have worked with. That's what, so we're kind of special to them, but we did our research with them and we vetted them, and they're so professional and very responsive, and this is the best choice for us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. And again, thank you for the work getting us through the RFP process. So with that, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. The contract is unanimously approved. Next, we are on to contract approval for Muni Collect for collection services for the town of Bladensburg. There has been discussion for those watching. Please go back to the work session. But is there a motion to approve the Muni Collect for collection services contract? Moved by Councilmember Dixon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Again, this is going to be helpful in revenue for the town, having a vendor responsible for the collections. But Chief, did you want to say anything else or share any more about the vendor?
So I will yield to town administrator. She's really taking a strong lead on this. Okay.
I will concur with the chief that there are several local, and they've all said that this group has done great work with the collection services. They currently serve Edmonston, Colmar Manor, I believe Hyattsville, Bowie, and some other entities, and also Forest Heights. So they've been, and I think they just signed a thing with they signed an agreement with Capitol Heights recently as well. So they're working in the area. They know the types of collections that we need to do in regards to some of the traffic enforcement, and they understand the law. So I think those are all the things that we were looking for. And we interviewed some other firms. So if they don't work, there are other fish in the sea.
All right. Well, thank you. And hopefully off the strong recommendations from other municipalities in Prince George's County, we're safe in joining their client base. So with that, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. The Muni Collect contract is approved. Next up is discretionary funds. Do council members want to bump this to June? I know Councilmember Brown is here. I sent an email about mine, but I didn't see any other traffic, so I could have missed it. Do folks need more time or?
Councilmember McBride does.
Okay.
Mayor, do you want to submit yours, and then that way we can get your check out, if that makes sense? If that
would be helpful.
That would try to get some of these out.
Yes, so I'll call for a motion to approve my $500 discretionary funds for We Lead by Example. Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Moved by Councilmember McBride. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilmember Blunt. I know one of the things that comes up year after year is other organizations and nonprofits. I'll just say this organization continues to impress me with their direct impact to kids in the community, those that I know and see transformation in. And I'm so proud of them because last year, for the first time, they actually took a portion of their proceeds and awarded a scholarship to one of their students to just help them advance their education. So I thought that was also a nice touch. It was given specifically in honor of Dr. Cliff Thomas, who actually started the school and holds a special place in our hearts. So just continuing that legacy is definitely something I'd love to be a part of. So I would appreciate the council's support. With that, I will call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. Next is the Soaring Eagle Scholarship for FY 2025. Is it Town Clerk? Do I turn it over to you for that? Did you do the research there, or Town Administrator?
It's really
a combination.
Do you want me to do it, or do you want? You got it. You can do it. I mean, I'm fine with it. Okay, I'll do it. I have it up. All right, so I'll do it. Good evening, Mayor Council. So this is, there's a little typo because I actually made the typo initially. It's $1,000 per student. We're really lucky to have some really good students within Bladensburg. And two of them came from Reverend Gale's group, and they have been, the kids have had some challenges, but they're going on to post-secondary education, and we're really proud of them for that. So we wanted to note the two students that she referred, and each one of the students will be getting $1,000 apiece. So we have, and I'm going to butcher people's names, so I'm going to just refer to them as printed. I'm going to say their first name, Fadali Ojihawa, and don't ask me to say that. Bladensburg, thank you, Councilwoman, because she's a Bladensburg High School student. Brianna Del Cid is also a Bladensburg High School. Rosa Cienfuegos is also a Bladensburg High School student. Gianna Burns Ferguson is a student at Spelman College. And Patrice Brown is also a student at Montgomery College. We offered it to graduating seniors, but we also did for continuing college students that live in the town. All the students are Bladensburg residents. Ray has verified that. They all submitted applications in regards to their schooling, and we made sure that they were part of our community, and we are recommending that you approve each one of them for $1,000, not $500 a piece, for the town scholarship. So thank you very much. I'm here for any other questions.
And town administrator, I just wanted to make sure, you said each of them are residents, because one of them, I think, lives right outside of town. So, but are they all high school seniors? I just want to make sure, because sometimes names are common. There
are two that are existing college students. The one from the one that attended. Yeah. So if Ray needs to go back and check to see the address again,
I just want to double check for the one student from Montgomery County, because I know that name, and I just previously, this person resided in a house that was just outside of our municipal border.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure.
Okay. So pending, if we can verify that last one, that the council would approve it, pending that one, to make sure that they actually are not outside of the town borders. We can definitely do that. So I will amend my request is that the council would allow us to verify one more time to make sure that they're all within the municipal borders, and if either, we will bring another candidate to you.
Okay.
And then if that's not the case for that student, does that make sense? We actually, Ray checked their addresses to make sure, but maybe their house is so close to our borders that's the
because
reason
sometimes it does happen. Like Chesapeake is a great example where it's not in town, but people still have 20710 and it says Bladensburg, but technically it's.
But it's not. But I thought he usually looks at the map and tries to do it. So that's what I'm saying. It's because there's a lot of people that have our zip that are outside of the town. So he scrutinized it. But if you're saying this person is super close on the
if
map,
it's who I think it is, I just want to be sure.
Yeah, no worries. We'll check.
Okay.
We will check.
Is that all right, Councilmember Blunt? So we'll approve it pending that verification
for that
the
last
one, and then if the person doesn't live in town, they'll come back with an alternate. Okay. So with that, is there a motion to approve awarding the Soaring Eagle scholarships for FY 2025 to the candidates listed here: Fidel Odujola, Brianna Delcid, Rosa Cienfuegos, Gianna Burns Ferguson, and Patrice Brown? Moved by Councilmember Dixon. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember McBride. Any further questions or comments from the council? All right, seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. Thank you so much. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, staff reports. You guys have been busy, so I know it's hard to squeeze it into a couple of minutes. Officer Reinhardt has the trigger finger on the timer, but
go ahead and make your report.
Let's see, and feel free to forego. I know we've gone through a lot tonight, so there is no pressure. You have written reports, so
go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. Tito, you're first. Tito, you're first.
Oh. You did say it's okay to forego, Mayor, or are you doing a quick summary?
It's your call. It's your call. I'm totally fine.
You've got a lot. Just go ahead. I'm
okay.
going, so you go.
Okay. I guess I got volunteered, so.
Well, if you don't want to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm kidding. Let's continue that one. Hold on. I have multiple tabs open. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. We are 10 months into the fiscal first. Evening, Mayor and Council, and everybody watching and in attendance here, and staff as well. 10 months into the fiscal year, most things expense-wise are on budget. Revenues are kind of skewed right now because The automated traffic enforcement is not bringing as much revenues as planned because, as we said in Friday too, and recently, we have much better drivers now. We fully educated drivers, but as we do that, there's an offset in the revenues to be received. Also, we have budgeted $1 million in federal earmark funds. We haven't utilized those yet. And we've also budgeted for the bond bill funds under the state, which have not been fully utilized yet, but we are waiting on reimbursement for a couple $100,000 of work already done for those projects. We're awaiting on the first 2025 income tax disbursement for the April tax filings and also for the business personal property tax as well. We are operating at a deficit right now. It's all going to change here next couple months, but just put a warning out there. We are operating at a deficit right now, but we have done so in the last couple of years at this point as well. But the full report is on the website and also in your packets. Yield the rest of my time to the chief because he gave us a little preamble of what's going to be in his report later. So
over to you, Chief.
Well, I think they all gave me their time, so I have like 30 minutes. So I will be brief. My complete public safety report is online, but I do want to take this honor and this opportunity right now to honor our fallen and active law enforcement officers. This week, from May 11th through May 17th, they're celebrating the 37th candlelight vigil down in Washington, D.C. This is a well-attended memorial service for the fallen, as well as honoring those that are still wearing the badge. So I just want to take this opportunity to read my speech because I believe that this is near and dear to my heart, and I sincerely mean every word, especially when we talk about our Bladensburg police officers. I'm Chief Collington of the Bladensburg Police Department. I bring this message with deep reverence, pride, and humility. Today and every day, we pause to honor the brave men and women of law enforcement who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. We also stand in unwavering support of those who continue to serve our communities with strength, courage, and dedication. Those who have lost were not just officers, they were protectors, mentors, parents, children, and friends. They put service above self and lived out the sacred oath to serve and protect. Though their watches have ended, their legacies live on in every badge still worn, in every call answered, and in every life protected. To those who continue to serve on the front lines, know this: your commitment does not go unnoticed. You embody integrity, resilience, and honor. Despite the challenges and risks, you remain steadfast in your duty. You run toward the danger when others run away. You bring calm to chaos, and you represent the best of what it means to serve with purpose. I'm especially proud of the dedicated men and women of the Bladensburg Police Department. Your unwavering commitment, professionalism, and tireless efforts are evident each and every day as you serve the residents of this town. Because of your steadfast service, the town of Bladensburg remains a safer, stronger, and more vibrant community. To the families of our fallen heroes, our hearts are forever with you. We know your sacrifice is lifelong. Your loved ones are not forgotten. Their courage will continue to inspire generations of officers to come. As we reflect today, let us also recommit ourselves to the mission we were called to do: to build safer communities, to act with fairness and compassion, and to uplift the legacy of those who gave everything. May God bless the memory of our fallen officers. May he guide and protect those still serving. And may we, as one law enforcement family, continue to stand united strong, proud, and unwavering. This also marks today 345 new names will be added to the wall in Washington, D.C., thus bringing the total count of names on the wall in Washington, D.C. to 24,412 names of heroes that gave their lives in the line of duty. May God bless them and may God bless their families. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief, for that. Continuing in the vein of public safety, Officer Reinhardt, you want to? Okay. All right. Over to. Okay. I know. So you just punted to Miss Watson. Over to you, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Mayor and Council, again, my report is online, the full report. I just wanted to mention that there is a BOSOE update attached to my report. And in the report, you'll see that the Board of Supervisors of Elections did approve the judge's manual for this year, the 2025, and the new candidate certificate. I plan to always include an update from the Board of Supervisors of Elections to each of the council meetings from now until the election time, just to keep the council up to date on what we're doing, if there's any changes, and when things are going out. As our new candidate certificate that you see here will be out for the new election at the end of June. So you guys will get another report letting you know everything's ready to go and the date exactly when everything will be out.
Thank you for that and for really working so closely with the BOSOE to keep things orderly and on a timely schedule. That brings us to Public Works. Over to you, Mr. Hall.
All right, thank you, Chief, right there. Sorry about that. Good afternoon, Mayor and Council, residents and audience. We've talked a little bit about what we've been doing already. The main focus that we're focusing on right now is our building. Public Works building has been completed, and we're getting right back into it. Maybe next week or week after that, the beginning of the week, we'll be moved right back into our building. So that's a pleasure. You know, guys been almost out of the year right now. So, and what we're doing is, I know everybody was talking about the budget and this and that, but we've spent probably about $1,200 to remodel the floors due to water damage while the building was under construction and all that, you know. So it didn't make no sense for us to go back in there and put all this furniture back in there and then try to do it again. So I want to give kudos to the guys that's doing it. We're doing all this in house. None of this is contracted out or anything. So that's the saving that what we are doing.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Any questions for Mr. Hall in his report?
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, it's online.
We appreciate that. And we'll turn it over. Well, Town Administrator, you said you're good. The Town Hall update is in the packet. Did you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, I've attached that for the public. We had a meeting on the 29th of April that included the Town Hall update. So I just wanted to make sure that was included for the public and so that people know what's going on. But we will be doing public engagements shortly, and I have a meeting this week with them to set up that schedule.
Great. So that concludes staff reports. Now over to the Town Council. As we said, Councilmember Brown had to leave early. Councilmember Dixon, over to you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, residents. My report is very short. Councilmember Brown and I held a community meeting here. It was well attended, and I attended the extravaganza for the community. That's my report.
Thank you, Councilmember Dixon, and to Councilmember McBride next.
Good evening, Mayor, and to all our staff and our town residents. So grateful to be here. Well, my report is always brief, but I have attended the extravaganza with the children, with the youth. I attended the Bladensburg House event. I attended the business owners meeting. I would like to say that I was truly impressed by this business owners meeting. We had quite a few business owners to show up, and they gave a lot of feedback. And I was just grateful. We had residents also to attend one of our meetings. The residents gave us some valuable input on, at least I'll say one thing, what's going on with the streets and how the streets are kind of dipping because they say it's water up under there. So he was enlightening us. He's from Emerson House, not Emerson House. I'm sorry, Noon Green. We'll talk about it. Also, let's see. What else did I attend? I voluntarily attended the Church of Bethesda. It's not directly in Bladensburg, but I helped with bagging of the groceries to deliver to the residents in Bladensburg. And also, I was able to visit the Bible Museum with them, with the students, which I found very interesting. I learned a lot. And that's my report for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember McBride. And I'll turn it over to Councilmember Blunt next.
Okay, briefly, I just mainly wanted to say thank you to you all showed up and showed out at our Easter egg hunt for the resident grandchildren and community residents. Thank you so much for always being there, and Sean for blocking off the traffic and all that you do for the seniors. Also, I'm looking forward to meeting with the chief and his staff for a safety meeting dealing with residents and with safety that's coming up on the 22nd. So other than that, thank you, and that's it.
Thank you, Councilmember Blunt. And then just wrapping up with the reports, there were lots of events last month, attended several of those. Also the Port Towns meeting where we talked a little bit more about our CDC that we're developing and how to move that forward. The matter before us now is the name, so we can finish up our legal documentation. So we're working through that. And then the Prince George's County Gateway Arts Development Authority, which was established in 2023 by legislation from Senator Augustine, was we met in April and hosted the meeting here in the town of Bladensburg, which went well. It was the first opportunity to have Senator Augustine join, talk about the history and his desires for seeing this authority move forward. And then also we were able to get clarity about the funding. So there's $500,000 in the current fiscal year. There's another $500,000 in FY 2026, plus another, is it 250, Michelle, for more of the admin cost. And so because we have consultants who are working on the project, helping us with our comprehensive neighborhood revitalization plan, so we meet that October deadline, it's important to have funding to pay these people helping us to do the good work. So it was really good to know that we're in good shape with funding. This will give us resources to help, again, revitalize our communities, not just the port towns, but it includes North Brentwood, and Mount Rainier. And again, because we're a gateway into Maryland, not just Prince George's County, it's important that we have these funds to spruce up and just really elevate and make the businesses look better, but also to lean into the arts. This area has a huge arts population, and it's often difficult for them to get funding for studios to start their businesses. So the idea is that we can really be a nice area where we have a nice group or a robust group of artists in our local areas. Trying to think outside of that. Same thing with the business owners meeting. We had a really good meeting. We're able to provide some legislative updates to our business owners to help them understand what's happening in the Maryland General Assembly and how that impacts their business. And it seems like we really had very good participation and engagement. We always want more business owners, but from those who were there, they were very much engaged, asking good questions of the council, the staff, as well as our economic development consultant. So I'll stop there because my time is almost up, but appreciate the opportunity to share a few updates. And we finally are at the end of our meeting. I want to remind folks to look out for the announcements for the mental health event that is coming up on Thursday, May 15th at the Public Playhouse. Please join the town of Bladensburg there. And with that, I will call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved by Councilmember Blunt. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilmember Dixon. Councilmember Dixon, do you want to make that note real quick? I know it was in the written reports, but just really quick, if you don't mind, just letting residents know.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just to remind our residents that have graduates, we have yard sign. So we're asking you to come and get them for your child, grandchild, whether they're graduating from elementary, high school, college, trade school. We have signs for you, 2025. We want you to know how much we are proud of you. Thank you.
And I did see the notification from Mr. Jeffries promoting that to the community. So please sign up and register for those. If there are no other announcements, I'll call for the vote to adjourn. All in favor, let it be known by the saying of aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? The ayes have it. We're adjourned. Good night, and thank you for joining.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, guys. Thank you for saying mental health.
You should do this.
Thank you for mental health.
Look, you should do this.